Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, going to be talking through a couple of my favorite plays on Prizepicks for today's slate for Saturday, May the 7th. We once again have two games on Saturday. I do want to mention that the first game of the day does start kind of early. We have an early afternoon game. The Celtics-Bucks game starts at 3:30 Eastern Time, and then the Warriors-Grizzlies game, that one isn't until later Saturday night at 8:30 Eastern Time. So if you're watching this video on Saturday, whatever time you're watching it, hopefully it's kind of early so that way you can get these plays in. If you're watching this video Saturday night, well, unfortunately, you'll probably miss out on the first two plays because I do have two plays that I like coming from that first game. But we're going to talk through the three plays I do like for today. I was able to find three props I felt pretty good about at first look, just taking a first look at the board on Friday night. So as always, we'll talk through these plays, kind of share why I like them. Before we do, we can recap Friday's plays, the plays that we gave out in Friday's video. And man, it was super frustrating. It should have been a clean sweep on Friday. I tweeted out my thoughts and the entry I put out, or the entry I made, showing the final results. And we needed 2 more points from DeAndre Ayton for the clean sweep. Ayton literally had 16 points with 5 minutes, 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So we literally needed 1 point from Ayton for a push, 2 points, to win the pick. And those final 5 minutes in the fourth quarter, Ayton literally didn't score a single bucket. He literally attempted one shot. And the shot that he had technically attempted was a putback layup that he missed. Mikal Bridges missed a driving layup. I was watching the game. Ayton got a putback opportunity, and he missed that. And that was literally the only shot that he attempted in the final 5 minutes of the Mavs-Suns game, which super, super frustrating, man, because our other two picks hit very easily. Jimmy Butler's PRA, he crushed. Like, even though the Heat literally lost by 20, the Heat literally scored 79 points on Friday night. And Jimmy Butler still had like 44 or 43 points, rebound, assist. So he crushed once again. And, as I mentioned in Friday's video with Jalen Brunson, one of the reasons I liked his props so much was because the lines had come way down just because of a couple, games getting in foul trouble. Jalen Brunson wasn't going to get in foul trouble every single night. And sure enough, he stayed out of foul trouble in Friday's game, and he played 36 minutes, had a huge game. I think he had like 28 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists, I want to say. So he finished with like 37 PRA, and we only needed 24 from him. So Brunson and Jimmy weren't really sweats at all. Ayton was the big sweat, and ultimately he came up short, which is super annoying. Heading into the fourth quarter, Ayton needed 6 points, and he got 4 quick points in the fourth quarter. When he subbed in, he picked up like 4 points in like the first 2 minutes he subbed in, and then again needed 2 more points from him in the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, and he attempted one shot those final 5 minutes, and the one shot he attempted was a putback layup that he missed. So super annoying, man. Ayton kind of sold us on the clean sweep for Friday, but it is what it is. We've been doing well though. We've been doing well on the free plays. The last 2 days, last 2 videos, we've gone 5-1 on the 6 plays we gave out. So hopefully you guys have made a little bit of money these last few days. Hopefully we can continue this good stretch. Maybe get a clean sweep today. Again, I do have 3 props I like for today's slate, so we'll talk through these 3 plays. Before we do, guys, hit that like button down below. I always appreciate you guys checking out these videos every single day. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't yet. Also, hit that subscribe button as well. I do post these Prizepicks videos every single day, and I'm trying to get them up every single day when we have NBA games. There's going to be some days moving forward, as these series start to wrap up, where we're only going to have like 1 game a day. But I'll still try and upload some Prizepicks videos on the days even where we only have 1 game. See if I can find a few props that I like that I can share with you guys. So if you have enjoyed these videos and you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you're new to Prizepicks, you want to check them out, you can sign up with my promo code Noah. Prizepicks will match your first deposit up to $100 when you sign up with my promo code. And something I've been saying in a lot of my videos lately, if you compare Prizepicks lines to other sportsbooks, specifically DraftKings sportsbooks, you're getting some great value on Prizepicks because their lines are a lot softer than the other sportsbooks. You also don't have to worry about juice on Prizepicks. Like, you can bet a heavy favorite on Prizepicks and not be penalized for that. Honestly, what you're trying to do is try and find the biggest favorite that you can, because it doesn't matter if it's a heavy favorite or a long shot. It all pays out the same. So you're really trying to just find the most optimal picks, the picks that have the highest hit rate. And on Prizepicks, you can find some really soft lines. So we'll talk through 3 plays I like for today. We'll compare the lines to DraftKings Sportsbook because you'll definitely see a big difference. So yeah, guys, we'll start off in the points category, and basically this is where we're going to stay in the points category because all 3 props I like for today are all points props. So we'll start off in the first game of the day, the Celtics-Bucks game. This is one that really stood out to me that I thought was just way too low. I mean, I know it's a tough matchup, but Giannis over 27.5 points. I love this line. I think this line is way too low. Giannis should never have a points prop this low. I mean, on the season, like during the regular season, he was averaging 30 points per game, close to it. So this line is basically lower than his season average. And in the playoffs, We know star players are going to play more minutes than normal. They're going to have higher usage rates. They're going to just be leaned on heavily. And that's what we've seen so far in the postseason. Giannis has had a massive usage rate so far in the playoffs. Over their last 2 games in this series, he's had a 39.9% usage rate. He's basically had a 40% usage rate so far in this series. So far in the playoffs, factoring in this series and last series against Chicago, 35% usage rate for Giannis. Like, he's just had a massive role. Obviously, the Bucks are still without Chris Middleton, so we're just going to see them lean very heavily on Giannis, lean very heavily on Drew. And at home here in a game that should stay close, we should get 38-40 minutes from Giannis. And he's been good in the series, even though he hasn't had like massive scoring games. He's been taking a ton of shots, which is something we like to see. He took 25 shots in game 1, had a terrible shooting game. He shot 9 for 25, still finished with 24 points, even though he shot 9 for 25. And then game 2, had a pretty mediocre shooting game in game 2, shot 40% from the field, which is fairly low for Giannis. I mean, Giannis his points are going to be highly efficient because a lot of his points are coming in the paint, around the rim. Obviously, he drives to the basket a lot. Like, Giannis, it's very rare for Giannis to shoot or to have a game where he shoots like 30% from the field. I mean, you can take a look at his game log before this game: 73%, 50%, 58%, 55%, 52, 56, 52. Like, normally Giannis is shooting about 50, 60% from the field because all of his points are coming at the rim. He doesn't take a lot of threes. Like, he doesn't take a lot of long jump shots. He's going to take, or a lot of his points are going to come at the rim. So if Giannis is taking 25, close to 30 shots a game, as long as he's hitting 50% of his shots, which is usually what he does on average. I know the matchup's tough. I know Boston does a pretty good job defending the paint, but Giannis has just had a massive role so far in the playoffs. He's playing huge minutes every night. It doesn't matter what kind of coverage Boston throws at Giannis. Like, he's one of the best at getting through double teams, getting through triple teams. Like, he's almost like an impossible player to guard. Like, if you double team him, he's too big. I mean, he'll find a way to get to the basket to score. He's great at drawing fouls. This line's just too low, in my opinion. I mean, we'll take a look at DraftKings Sportsbook, and this is something I wanted to mention. So DraftKings Sportsbook, there's a little bit more money coming in on the under, but they have his line set at 30.5. 30.5. And on Prizepicks, it's 27.5. So that's a 3-point difference, Prizepicks compared to DraftKings Sportsbook. Again, it's minus 125 on the under, but that's a 3-point difference. Like, if Giannis's points prop on DraftKings Sportsbook was like 27.5, I would imagine it would be like minus 170, minus 180, something like that. Like, there would be a lot of juice on the over. So I just think this line's way too low. I wouldn't be surprised if you see this line go up as the day goes on. So I wanted to go ahead and get on it now, early on Friday night before they potentially maybe change the line. So that's one that I really like as our first pick for today. And then our second pick for today going to come from the second game of the night, the late night game. Steph Curry, I mean, his points prop just looks way too low, 25.5 points. I was on this last game they played, game 1 of this, or game 2 of this series. Steph barely went over his points prop, had 27 points in that game. He came up just short in game 1 of this series. He only had 24 points in game 1. But as you can see, he's hit this in 4 out of his last 5 playoff games. So far in the playoffs, very similar to Giannis, we've seen Steph Curry have a massive usage rate. 31.7% usage rate for Steph so far in the playoffs. Over their last 2 games in this series, his usage rate's been very high, 27.5%, which has led the team. Curry's been taking plenty of shots every night, 20 shots in game 1, took 25 shots last game. We know Steph is a highly efficient shooter. Like, it's very rare for Steph to have bad shooting nights. Like, even when Steph has a mediocre shooting night, he's going to take 20-plus shots that he could still get there because we know, a lot of his shots are from behind the arc. So even if he shoots like 3 for 11 from 3 like he did last game, I mean, Steph still scored 27 points last game while shooting 3 for 11 from 3. He's one of the best scorers of all time. I think this 25.5 point line is too low. This is right around his season average, but again, you're factoring in the playoffs where starters, especially star players, are leaned on more heavily. They're forced to, they're going to play more minutes than they normally do. Their usage rates are going to be higher, and that's something we've seen from Steph so far in the postseason. Comparing his line to DraftKings Sportsbook, this is another one where you're just seeing a big difference. Again, it's minus 120 on DraftKings Sportsbook on the under right now, but his line is set at 28.5, and on Prizepicks it's 25.5. So that's another line where you got a 3-point difference on Prizepicks compared to DK Sportsbook. And like I said, if Steph Curry's points prop on DK Sportsbook was 25.5, it would be like minus 170, minus 180 on the over. Like, there would be heavy juice on that. So, and on Prizepicks, we don't have to pay. You don't have to worry about juice. You can just bet heavy favorites, and these are 2 heavy favored props that I like a lot that I think have a high probability of hitting. So this is one that I like quite a bit, over 25.5 points for Steph Curry. Second prop I like for today. And then the third and final prop, again, another points prop. going back to that Celtics-Bucks game, I've been playing Drew Holiday's props a lot so far in the playoffs. I know some of those games against Chicago, he was kind of disappointing. He came up short, but a lot of those games were blowouts. He didn't play his full minutes. Well, so far in the series against Boston, I know last game was kind of a blowout. I think they pulled the starters with like a minute or two left. But so far, the games have been close enough to where Drew is playing his full minutes. He played 36 minutes in game 1. He played 40 minutes last game. He's going to play 38 to 40 minutes here if it's a close game. And, without Chris Middleton, Drew is going to get a ton of opportunity. You can take a look at the usage differential this season without Chris Middleton on the floor. This is something that I've talked about, in the videos I've been on Drew. 4.9% bump in usage this season with Middleton off the floor. He actually sees the highest bump in usage when you take Middleton off. Has the second highest usage rate on the team behind Giannis, to no surprise. And you can look at so far in the playoffs. I mean, Drew's been right there behind Giannis. Second highest usage rate on the team. 26.2% usage rate for Drew so far in the playoffs. So far in this series against Boston, 28.9% usage rate. Basically second on the team behind Giannis. Obviously, Serge Ibaka's had a high usage rate, but that's all been in garbage time, so I'm not even looking at that. Drew's going to get a ton of opportunities, going to play big minutes. He's taken a lot of shots so far in the series. He's taken 20 shots in both games. Shot 8 for 20 in game 1 of this series. Shot 7 for 20 in game 2. So he's kind of had like mediocre shooting games, and he's still gone over 17.5 points. Obviously, the matchup against Boston, not ideal. We know that, but this is the playoffs, man. Nobody's going to be in a good matchup. You've got the best teams going up against each other. So I think over 17.5 points for Drew looks great today. And this is, once again, another prop where if you look on DraftKings Sportsbook, Drew's prop right now set at minus 125 on the over. So there's actually more money coming in on the over. And it's set at 19.5. So that's a 2-point difference. DraftKings Sportsbook has Drew's points prop at 19.5. Prizepicks has it at 17.5. And even on DK Sportsbook, where it is 19.5, there's minus 125 on the over. Would have to think if on DK Sportsbook, Drew's prop was set at 17.5, that would be like minus 160, minus 170 on the over. A lot of people would be betting that. And again, I think these are 3 props that have a very high probability of hitting. They're all heavy favorites. So these are 3 that really stood out to me that I like quite a bit for today. And as always, guys, I'm going to be running these 3 and 1 entry. Usually what I do is I just take my free plays. I do an entry with just those. So I'll have a 3-pick power with just these 3 guys. But then I'll also will give out additional plays I like over on Patreon. If you guys have been enjoying these first look videos, if they helped you out, you can check out the additional Prizepicks plays I do offer over on Patreon. I'll give those out usually earlier in the afternoon, probably a few hours before the first game of the day starts. What I'll do is I'll take my free plays, I'll take my Patreon plays, I'll combine them together, and I'll just run a bunch of different entries with all of my free plays and my Prizepicks plays. But again, these are 3 props that did stand out to me at first look on the Saturday slate. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, I wish you the best of luck on the slate, especially if you're tailing my picks. I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully, we can get a clean sweep tonight. We kind of got screwed on Friday with Ayton coming up just short, coming up 2 points short. I feel a clean sweep coming today. I feel like we've been on the right track with our props lately. A lot of our props have been hitting with ease. Really, Ayton was the only one yesterday. There was a sweat. Other 2, hit very, very easily, and I feel pretty good about these, props hitting pretty easily if these games stay close, which again they should. I mean, right now, if you look at the spread, right now Bucks are favored by 1.5. Warriors at home favored by 6.5, but I don't think that game blows out. I think the Grizzlies, are a good enough team they can keep that game close. So I expect both these games to stay close. I expect all these guys, Giannis, Steph, Drew, if they're not in foul trouble, they're going to play like 38, 40 minutes. And again, these lines just feel too low. So that's what I'm liking for today, guys. I wish you the best of luck on the slate once again. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Before you do get out of here, hit that like button down below. I always appreciate the likes, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. Again, if you're new to Prizepicks, you want to check them out, you can sign up with my promo code. As we mentioned, if you look at other sports books, a lot of their lines are a lot higher than what you can get on Prizepicks. Prizepicks offers some softer lines. You're not having to worry about juice either. You can bet very heavy favorites on Prizepicks and not be penalized for that. Doesn't matter, if it's a heavy favorite pick, if it's a kind of a long shot pick, it doesn't matter. You're trying to find the most optimal picks you can because the payout structure is all the same. You're just trying to hit as many picks as you can. So definitely give Prizepicks a try. If you have not yet, sign up. Use promo code NOAH. They'll match your first deposit up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code. But good luck tonight, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you guys enjoy your Saturday, enjoy your weekend. We should be back for Sunday. I know we do have, I think we have 2 games again on Sunday, so I'll probably be back with another video for Sunday's 2 games. Hope to see you guys, in that video. But yeah, best of luck tonight, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.